And we're back with Ms. Coffee. We're on number 15 right now, talking about this beautiful rectangle ABCD. It says find the measure of angle ADB. So that is looking for this entire, or that angle right there. Okay, well, since it's a rectangle, as you know, rectangles have 90-degree angles for each of their vertices. And so if this is 90 and this piece here is 31, guess what we got to do? 90 minus 31. Wow, that's crazy talk. Hopefully you didn't you got that one right. But I think some people just, I don't know, forgot the very important fact that rectangles have 90-degree angles, I guess. You've been doing all this difficult math stuff that you forgot the simple problems. So that's our answer, 59 degrees. That's all you got to do there. Cool. Now it says, this one is a little trickier. Find the measure of angle DEC. Okay, so first of all, let's determine what that is. DEC is this angle right here. So that's that vertical angle in there. So what you should have noticed is that, okay, I have this whole triangle here that I can use. Now, because this is a rectangle, the diagonals are congruent. So that means the parts of the diagonals here are also going to be congruent. So all of these pieces are congruent. Only because it's a rectangle. It's specifically for rectangles and squares. So because these are congruent sides, this is actually an isosceles triangle. If you want to draw that out, you can kind of see, okay, these sides are the same. And we know that in isosceles triangles, the base angles are congruent. So these are both 31, 31. So this angle right here is also 31 degrees, same as this guy right here. So that means to find my missing angle here, you just add up the 31s and subtract that from 180. And that's all we gotta do. Oh, sorry. Get this dog off of me. No. Okay, so now look what you did. Alrighty. So that's going to be 118, and that's it. That's all we got to do. This is 118 right here. Beautiful. 118 degrees. Okay. Cool? Great. Let's move on to this square. Okay, so squares are rectangles. They're also rhombi, so these are the properties about squares. Why did I pick gray? Gray is such a boring color. Come on, Miss Coffee. Actually, I wear a lot of gray, but you know, that's only because I have such a bright and sparkling personality. I don't want to go too crazy with colors, you know, colors on my clothing and colors of my soul. All right, I don't know what I'm saying right now. Okay. If the measure of angle ACB is 11x minus 32, find x. So we're going to first figure out what that angle is in the diagram. So AC to B. Okay. Couple ways you can do this, but I'll show you the easiest way. This is a square, right? So as I said, these are all 90-degree angles, right? And because it's a rhombus, this diagonal is bisecting this angle. So these two pieces are congruent. Well, if they're congruent and they also add up to 90, guess what 90 divided by 2 is? It's 45. So these are 45 degrees. And guess what? That will always be true in a square. So these are 45, these are 45, these are 45. They're just always, that's always the case. So if I give you that angle is 11x minus 32, and you know it's a square, then you have to, you know it's going to be equal to 45. So you just have to set that equal to 45 and solve. See? Easy peasy. So we're going to add 32 to both sides. It's going to be 77 equals 11x. Divide by 11. So x equals 7. And it didn't ask me to plug anything in, so I'm done. That's my answer. Cool stuff. Okay, the next one, by the way, this should have said number 18. This one should have been 19, and this one should have been 20. So there you go. Sorry about that typo, but you guys figured that out mostly, I think. Yes, okay. All right, so now we're moving into trapezoids and kites. So for this trapezoid, since these two right here are consecutive, right? They're actually same side interior angles. That means they're going to add to, you guessed it, 180. All right, so we're going to do 7x plus 31 plus 21x minus 19. And then we want to set that equal to what now? 180, because they are same side interior. They are supplementary. And then it's just combining your like terms here. So let's do that. 7x plus 21x is going to be 28x. We're going to do 31 minus 19, which is going to be a positive 12, equals 180. Then we're going to subtract 12 from both sides. So 28x is equal to 168. And then we're going to divide that by 28. So x equals 6. But we're not done because it wanted us to solve for the measure of angle P, right? And from there, that's a simple matter of plugging it in. 21 times 6 minus 19. So 21 times 6 is 126. 126 minus 19 should be 107. So my answer is 107 degrees. Okay, so for trapezoids, guys, you just want to make sure that as long as it's giving you these two that are same side interior, you're going to add them and set it equal to 180. Okay, and you know they're same side interior because if this is my transversal and these are my parallel lines, they are both on the same side of the transversal. They're both on the right hand there. And they're both interior, meaning they're like inside of these parallel lines. Okay, same side interior are supplementary. Alrighty, and then we're talking about mid-segments here. So WX is a mid-segment because we have these congruent pieces here and also here. So the formula to find the mid-segment is always going to be 1/2 of base 1 plus base 2. You just need to know that, but it's a really easy formula. You add the two bases and you divide by 2. So that's what we're going to do. WX is what we're trying to find. The mid-segment is equal to 1/2 of 52 plus 18. That's it. So we're going to add those. That's going to be 1/2 of 52 plus 18 is 70. 1/2 of 70 is 35. Okay? And if you were my pre-AP kids, I threw in some equations here. So this might have been like 3x plus 6 and 2x minus 10 or something like that. Same thing, you're just plugging those in. So it's going to be base 1 plus base 2. Make sure you combine those like terms first. And then you can either distribute the 1/2, or what I like to do is multiply both sides by 2. Okay? In this case, you do not want to multiply both sides by 2. So when you're given just numbers like that, I know we talked about the working backwards method, multiplying both sides by 2, but guys, this is not a working backwards problem. This is a very, very simple, straightforward. You're given the two bases, just plug them in and add them and divide by 2. That's it. Okay, so for this last one here, solve for x. This is a kite. Okay, now I saw a lot of people drawing in the diagonals and everything. Please don't do that here. Okay, there's a much easier way of solving this particular kite problem. And that was remembering the fact that one pair of opposite angles in a kite are congruent. And if you look at the picture, you can clearly see that B and D are the ones that are congruent, not A and C. So if you said x was 51, same as the opposite angle, you're wrong. No, it's not. Oh, sorry. Okay. So here, we know that these opposite angles are congruent, so B is also 109 degrees. And we also know in a quadrilateral, the sum of the interior angles is 360. Okay, and that's because of our formula from 7-1. The 180 times n minus 2 thing. Just going to kind of put that in brackets here, just as you remember. Most of you just kind of recall that quadrilaterals is 360, just like you recall triangles is 180. But if you forget, you can do 180 times 4, because there's 4 sides in a quadrilateral, minus 2. And that's going to be 180 times 2, which is 360. Okay? It's not my answer, though. That's what all 4 angles has to add up to B, all 4, right? So that means we're going to be doing 109 plus 109 plus 51. And let's do that. That would be 269. And then we're going to take that and subtract from 360, which is 91. So my answer is 91. There you go. Okay. All right. Study your properties. Study these problems. Make sure you know how to do them with different numbers. Okay. If you want to like go back to the beginning of the video and try to solve it without listening to me, I don't know. Pick some different numbers and try it out. See what you get. Just please study. That's all I have to say. Okay, I love you. You're beautiful. Keep being awesome. And also, did I mention please study? Okay, Miko and Copper say bye. Bye.